right. I am actually heading to a funeral of the grandmother of a close friend of mine. And today I'll be playing guitar and also setting up their live stream so that people who are not in town can watch the funeral. I've been having a few thoughts. Life is a very precious thing that I feel that oftentimes I myself also take for granted. All right, so running out of fuel.
You sure about that?
There is no telling what could happen at any moment. For some reason, my brain has justified that it's okay to continue to live life on a hamster wheel. Like, consistently trying to pursue things, push for better, for greater. At some point, it has to be enough, shouldn't it? We know that it will end at some point. By the time it ends, I want to have lived a life that I would be content with. I want to leave a legacy behind for the people that have known me. This particular person who passed away, whose funeral I'm about to go to, is actually the grandmother of my friend. I had the opportunity to get to know their family and see grandchildren, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, and their husbands and their wives, even great-grandchildren. All of these people came from that one couple. It is because of their ability to raise their children, inspire them, and bring them up to where they are now, that every person in that room has come to that place. Sometimes I like funerals because it shows how much a person's life has impacted all these people who are in attendance. And I think that's a beautiful and admirable thing. Gets overlooked sometimes when people are alive, which is why I've always been against the idea of eulogizing only in funerals. The act of remembering the contribution and sacrifices and the efforts someone has made, and then the value that someone brings to the relationship. We shouldn't just wait to appreciate those things about a person only when they're no longer there to hear it. I feel like this could be a consistent practice in our daily lives. Sometimes we become very hesitant, or maybe it sounds a bit too cheesy or like very dramatic to tell someone how much you care about them and how much you appreciate them in front of their face. I feel like that will probably only encourage the good behaviors within that person. That will only cause more good in the world than anything else. I feel like it will inspire people to do more, like to be more kind, to be more giving and generous with their time, their efforts, and the care that they show towards others. If we can reward the good behavior of people in our lives, I think that will only, if anything, that could only inspire them to do more of what was rewarded. And that is something that gets overlooked a lot. We spend a lot of our lives doing a lot of stuff just because stuff has to be done. But when we are born, we are very unaware of the world around us. And most of the things that we receive is very much given to us. We do not go and pursue anything. Like, we do not go and try to find food. We are fed, as baby. If we're not careful, that kind of attitude, although necessary at a certain age, can follow us through in our adulthood as well. There's no big picture goal that you're pursuing. You're just doing because it has to be done. And I don't think that mentality is going to serve you in the long run. At some point, we need to decide that, hey, not everything that's out there that could be done should be done by me. I can choose the things that I want to do depending on where I want to be. Now, not everyone necessarily develops that idea in their head. Sometimes you just have to go through to experience life and then figure out where you stand in terms of your values, in terms of your goal for your life. Irregardless of all those responsibilities that we have and will have, there needs to be a reason as to why we're doing what we're doing. There's only so many things that we can do in life. A lot of our life we do spend in the autopilot mode. I don't want to be on my deathbed and regret always being on autopilot and never truly pursuing the things that I wanted to. Though there's a theory that you only have so many good decades in your life, I don't think it's too late to start anything. There's also some truth to that. Sometimes there will be other limiting factors that get applied onto your life over time that makes it hard for you to steer things. It's not entirely true that you can never do anything outside of those few decades in life that you have. It's probably wiser advice to start thinking about what's the reason for our existence. What do we want to contribute to this world? What kind of legacy do we want to leave behind? Just so that we can utilize and capitalize off of that, where the responsibilities of life have not caught up with us yet. And we have the flexibility to make big decisions and choose the path that we want to take in life, especially when those decisions are risky. I know for a fact that I cannot do everything that I want to do. And sometimes that bothers me. There is a physical limitation called being human and being in a physical body that can only be in one place at a time, as limiting as that is. I have accepted the fact that some of my dreams are not gonna happen. That's not a bad thing. There's only 24 hours in a day, and every single hour of my day is already full with the dreams that I am pursuing right now. At least the dreams that matter the most are currently being acted upon. Hopefully, if I keep a teachable heart and a learner attitude, and I take into account everything in life, learn from those experiences, and try to keep improving myself, I can hope that this dream will come to pass. Pursuing the dream is a dream in itself, and I'm learning to love and experience that throughout the process of getting to where I want to be. Which leads me to my very last thing that I want to say. The finish line is undetermined. I don't know when all of this will end. So instead of waiting for yourself to arrive at the destination or the pinnacle or your expectation before you start celebrating and experiencing the joy of pursuing your desires for your life, maybe you and I can start appreciating the opportunity to keep trying and keep living this life anyway. Learn to appreciate the journey more than just the destination. The destinations are always cool. They always look the best on Instagram, but the journey is what gets you there, and the journey is worth far more than a moment of joy at the destination. Greatness is not something you achieve or you become when you are at this milestone. You have already been great even before that achievement has happened. The greatness happens because of your daily practice, your daily discipline of going for it anyway, and regardless of sometimes experiencing failure, experiencing setbacks and shortcomings, still go for it. Still put your head down, work hard, and continue learning, staying humble, and learning to enjoy yourself throughout the process. Well, I think I've said enough. Actually, 2 minutes away from the church where the funeral is happening. It's going to be a time of celebrating the life of this incredibly remarkable person. Yes, of course, there's going to be a lot of emotion, but I think truly this woman has left behind a beautiful legacy behind her. The generations to come will remember her fondly and all that she stood for. I just hope that one day the generations after me will remember me for the good that I've done. Thanks for spending time with me. Appreciate it.